Hey guys, so today I'll be showing you my custom Justice Gundam in real type color version. Originally, they didn't release a high-grade version of the Justice Gundam in the real type color version, but instead they released a master grade and a G-frame version of it, which is unfortunately a P-Bandai exclusive. So since I have an extra Justice Gundam, I decided to repaint one of them into the real type colors, which meant that all of the dark pink parts, like the arms, the legs, and the waist, and the head, are now in light blue, and then the brownish red parts, like the chest and the foot guards here, are now in dark blue or navy blue, and then the purple parts, which is the backpack and the shield, are now in a um, I would say a mix of navy blue and gray for the purple parts, and then for the yellow parts like the V-fin and the shield, repainted them into orange. So those are the only color difference between the real type color version of the Justice and the normal color of the Justice Gundam. And then for modifications, this is the original high grade that came out in 2003, which was remastered in the same time they released the remastered version of Gundam Seed, I think in 2010 or 2011. So it has a different color on the joints, which is now in the metallic gunmetal color, which is supposed to be gray. So that's what they did on the revive or the re-release version of the remastered high grades, which is okay, I guess, for the version here on the real type colors. And then for modification, since the mold is from the old high grade Justice Gundam, it meant that the chest is now smaller than it's supposed to. So what I decided to extend it a bit by adding some plastic plates on the lower part of the chest. And then I also changed the hands into a smaller version of the hands. I think this is from the entry grade Strike Gundam, because I have a lot of extra Strike Gundam, so I decided to give one of them for the Justice here to give it a much smaller hands, because the original high grade hands are a bit bigger for the guy here. And then for the beam rifle, this is the beam rifle from an extra HGCE Freedom Gundam, which is much better than the original beam rifle from this kit, so I decided to give it to the Justice here. And then for the shield, this is from an extra scrap real grade Justice Gundam, so I decided to use it on my version here of the high grade Justice, so that it can have a much better version of the shield as well, same as the beam rifle here. And then for the beam saber handles, these are just for display only, because they don't function anything like a beam saber, because the original beam sabers were very short. So I decided to cut some parts on the runners and attach it onto the side skirt here, which made the beam saber handles longer, and then painted the border here black, because in the anime the beam saber handles are sticking out very far from the body, but in the model kit version the beam sabers are only until here on the end of the side skirt. So it's very not accurate, so I decided to change it into just pegs that stick out very far from the body, just like so, to make it more accurate. And then as for the backpack, so if you have the old high grade Justice Gundam, you will know that the connection piece for the backpack is just a small peg that's connecting onto the polycap on the backpack here. I broke mine because, as I've said, this is an extra Justice Gundam that was supposed to be a scrap uh, model, so I decided to just modify it. So what I did is I drilled a hole inside the torso here, and then glued this C-clip joint inside the torso and the connector piece, and then attached a double hinge joint on it, and then attached another same C-clip joint with a peg sticking out to attach the backpack. And then for the backpack itself, originally the connector piece is on a square or box part here on the backpack, which connects on these two holes. So I removed that, and then I decided to add a polycap inside the backpack here. so that it can accommodate the peg, because these holes are too big for any peg to attach onto. So I just attached a polycap inside, and now it can connect without a problem on the body, just like so, and it still retains the original movement of the backpack when it's on the back of the Justice Gundam. So those are the changes and modifications that I did, aside from the painting of this guy. So as for comparison, here is the real type colors next to the original colors of the Justice Gundam. And as you can see, the main difference between the two is the Justice is now on a blue shade, different shades of blue for the main body, unlike the original Justice, which is a different shades of red and purple. So those are the only differences. And also the yellow is now on an orange here on the real type color version. And I also did the same modification that I did on the beam sabers here on the real type color, as well as in on the high grade Justice Gundam here. And I also modified this high grade version of the Justice. That's why it looks different than the original high grade Justice that you will have if you just bought the original version, which was released back in 2010 or 2011, I think. So yeah. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.